gold too. Don't shame. Come on, bro.
All the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
That we may what?
Know them.
They was trying to know them sexually. You see that? What a men that came up in her. They was around in the house and everything. That we may know them. Come on, brother.
Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wicked. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man.
He like, man, let's take my virgin daughters, man. Y'all don't even have to do this. All right? Lot knowing these are angels of the Lord, or messengers of the Lord as well. He's like, look, man, just take my 2 virgin daughters. Y'all do not have to do this. Pleading with them still. Come on, people.
Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs to be a judge. Now we will, let me start that off. Verse 9. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will he deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed so upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hands, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they were wearied themselves to find the door.
So they was blind, struggling with blindness, they couldn't even find the door anymore. Right? Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 12. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city? Bring them out of this place.
You better get up out of here. You got any more people that's down with you or whatever, get them up out of here. They about to destroy the whole city. Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 13. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. And the Lord had sent us to destroy you.
Because of this action and this sodomite activity that's going on, the Lord sends his messengers to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? So this is not nothing. We're supposed to be taking this major calamity may be coming to the United States soon. Because of what has just been declared.
Spiritually, Sodom and Egypt.
Flat out say that in Revelation 11, no. See that? Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 14. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one of that mocked unto his sons-in-law.
Like, what? We ain't going nowhere, dog. You tripping. We chilling. It's all good. I know they running through here, you know, sodomites, but whatever. We good. We ain't going nowhere. See that the Lord sent the messengers to take the place out. How many of us going to be willing to sit back? Come on, man.
Verse 15. Genesis
19 and 15.
19 and 15. Right.
Yeah.
15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the man laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth, and set him without the city.
So the Lord didn't even find 10 righteous people in there. Maybe he asked him, what about 10? I won't wipe it out for 10. You feel me? It wasn't nothing but Lot and his daughters and his wife that took heed to that. So what is that? Lot, 2 daughters, what? 4, and 1 of them turned back. Because the son-in-laws ain't come out either. Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 17. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all.
You said son-in-law, right?
Yeah.
Right, because they mocked
Daughters
him.
had not known man.
Verse 14.
They was what? It's like they married without, what you say?
I was just confused. His daughters had no man, but he had son-in-law. So
Yeah, they didn't come out.
Right, when you
But
read
where
verse
did
14.
son-in-laws come from if his wife, if his daughters were virgins? She have other daughters?
Were his daughters virgins?
Yeah, that's what you try to sick them up.
Were they virgins?
Yeah, because they was not no man.
Said they didn't know men.
He said maybe he had more than 2 daughters. He said, I have 2 daughters that have not known man. Maybe he had more than the 2 daughters.
Right.
Now, notice it say son-in-laws.
Right.
But I don't even really put a number on it.
Right.
Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 8, when it says, behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known men.
Right.
Which you could have had one.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. All right. Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 17 again. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, and he said, escape.
That he said.
Let me start it over. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all thy plains. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. Verse 18. And Lot said unto them, oh, not so, my Lord. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shown unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape the mountain. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold now, this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. And he said unto him, see, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither.
Hurry up and escape thither. Come on, bro.
For I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth, and the sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven.
And it's from the Lord. Lord burned or incinerated Sodom and Gomorrah. Come on, brother.
Verse 25. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
We don't even know her name to this day. She's known as a pillar of salt. You still find her. Because it's Google pillar of salt. They'll show you the slab and everything over there in the Mideast to this day. But she got it right there. You got an iPad too, huh? Yeah. Everybody got these iPad touches around here. Pillar of salt. Most High leave testimony in the earth. That brimstone is still laying down there too. Fire and brimstone. Come on, Hebrew. For what he just okay. We taking this like it's, no, it don't matter. It's okay.
Let me get that.
Or we know black people should be the first ones to accept the homosexuals because of what you went through in the 60s. The civil rights. And it says on there, the first gay president with a halo.
With a rainbow halo. Well, that's a rainbow halo.
That's major, man.
If he wouldn't flood the earth no more.
Yeah.
Please stop it.
Now you gonna finish that off.
Verse 27. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the countries went up as the smoke of a furnace.
That's the final judgment on such a place. That okays such activity. See that? To get incinerated. Come on, brother.
Verse 29. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in the which Lot dwelt. And Lot went out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountains, and his two daughters with him. And Lot went up out of Zoar and dwelt in the mountains, and his two daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
They thinking the whole earth is wiped off the map. They got their daddy drunk. Got on their daddy. Which is an unlawful lust right there. Like, men are not supposed to be laying with their daughters. See that?
We started 31. Yeah, good.
That's why some people, we got to do a little more research.
Was it lust or was it to preserve?
Some people say it don't matter. Like regardless.
That's your father.
Some people say Moab and Ammon are the Chinese and Japanese. We got to do some more research on that. But because what happens when you do incest, you come out short and slant-eyed like that. You know what I'm saying? So some people say because that's who came out when Lot laid with his two daughters. One of them had a son named Moab, the other one had a son named Ammon.
Moab was supposed to be Chinese and Ammon was supposed to be
Supposedly. We got to do a little more research. I ain't 100% sure with that.
Why not?
Because, other than that, what other prophecy you
right.
got?
Another biblical proof.
That's Moab and Ammon. Other than a son laying with his daughter.
So I'm saying why you not 100% sure that that's them?
Because, like, if we dealing with Israel and in the Bible, well, we Israel according to the prophecy. Esau according to the prophecies. What prophecies we got about that? Like that, and then them going from the borders around Israel, Moab and Ammon was up in here to the far east. All the way with China and Japan here today. You feel me? I ain't saying it's not true or it can't be, but we just got to, dig down a little deeper to find out if that's true or not, so we can say, look, that's a yay or that's a nay.
So is it another possibility of who their kids, who they could be today?
Yeah, the descendants of Japheth, the Asians. Oh, this is Asia right here. That's where they at.
Or they could be occupying the land.
Who knows?
Like
You know what I'm
I said,
saying?
language they speak, because we Semitic speaking people in Africa, they Hamitic speaking people, so they probably like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's very possible. The explanation I was given was that if you lay with your daughters, the child is gonna come out, gonna look slant like the Jerry's kids, slant-eyed, kind of messed up. You dig? So that's the only explanation I've ever heard concerning that could be Moab and Ammon. If anybody else got any more prophecies or scriptures that back it up, we willing to take it. But I can't say 100% for sure that's Moab and Ammon. I can't.
So what I'm saying, if it's not Moab and Ammon, who else could they be?
He said under the
Right,
line.
who they father
Descendants of Japheth, or everybody you think that's an Arab in the Middle East is not an Arab.
Right.
Like this people think the Persians are Arabs. Iran. You feel me? They try to rename the Persian Gulf the Arabic Gulf, and Iran blew a top. Like we not Arabs, you tripping. But if you just looked at one of them, you would think
Like
he was
they
an
was
Arab.
Arab, right? Like how
You feel me? So you got people that look, so you got Arabs over there, you got Moabites, Ammonites, you got all that. You know what I'm saying? So either they are mingled in with Ishmael or the Arabs, or they're Japheth, the Asians. But who knows? You know what I'm saying? Some things takes further study to where we can call it that it's 100% that's him. You know, it could be. You know, I mean, that's a great explanation, though. I mean, if you lay with your daughter, what you think gonna happen? Baby gonna come out messed up, right? There's a reason why every last one of them, except Yao Ming, is about that tall. Every last one of them, except every Yao Ming, they all about that tall and got slant eyes. So I don't know. I don't know about that. 100%. All right, where we at? Going about that.
31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
Get them, they had to get him drunk because they knew he wasn't going to be forward. Get him, you know, get him oiled up. Come on, Hebrew.
And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and laid with her father. And he perceived not when she laid down, nor when she arose.
I mean, he was bent past being bent. Like, how you don't even know that? You feel me? They got him towed down and did this. Come on, Hebrew.
34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I laid yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lay with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and laid with him, and he perceived not when she laid down, nor when she arose.
They just raping their dad.
Let me hit that too.
Go ahead.
Hey, this in the book of Joshua, chapter 19, verse 57.
Hold on. Joshua what?
19 and 57.
Joshua.
It's saying
What
the
y'all
same
don't,
exact thing he's saying.
what y'all don't know, Joshua is mentioned in the Bible twice for y'all that don't know. It's in Joshua 10:13.
In 2 Samuel.
2 Samuel what? 1 and 13? So 1 and 18. 2 Samuel 1 verse 18. It mentions the book of Joshua, which means the book of the upright. Forefathers kept records as well. So yeah, that's what that's mentioned for those, but that's not part of the Bible. It's not mentioned in the Bible. Yes, it is. Joshua 10:13 and 2 Samuel 1 and 18.
This is gonna tell you where their sons and their daughters went after they had made it.
Really? What we was looking for came up.
Right.
Verse 57. This is Joshua, book of Joshua, chapter 19, verse 57. And Lot and his two daughters remained in the cave, and they made their father drink wine, and they lay with him. For they said there was no man upon earth that could raise up seed from them. For they thought that the whole earth was destroyed. And they both lay with their father, and they conceived and bare sons. And the firstborn called the name of her son Moab, saying, From my father did I conceive him. He is the father unto the Moabites unto this day. And the younger also called her son Ben-Ami. He is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
It's a Negro named Ben-Ami today, ain't it?
Right.
His name is Christ over in Israel.
Verse
That's
6.
crazy. That's true about this. Come on.
And after this, Lot and his two daughters went away from there, and he dwelt on the other side of the Jordan, which with his two daughters and their sons. And the sons of Lot grew up, and they went and took themselves wives from the land of Canaan. And they begot children, they were fruitful and multiplied.
We got to figure out how, if they are China and Japan, we got to figure out how they went from the borders of Israel to the far east where they are now. That's why I thought that was going to say. That just let you know they stayed around the borders of Israel, which Moab, Ammon, they did.
Exactly.
Right? So, I mean, if we're going to say that, if we're going to say for 100% sure, the Moabites are China, Ammon is Japan, all we need is the prophecy showing how they went from the borders of Israel to the far east.
Right.
And then we can settle that for
So
sure.
where would you find that information?
In the Bible.
Right.
In the Bible. You got to read and study. Maybe, you know, read everywhere where it talks about Moab and Ammon in the Bible. Maybe, you know, somewhere up in there, you know what I'm saying, it'll come out. I don't know. You know, I haven't really got that deep into it to really say 100% that's China and Japan. The only explanation I got was what we just read. The incest, and if you did that today, your babies would come out slant-eyed and short.
Right, and then they had children with,
Canaan, and then when we got with some Africans too.
Yeah, exactly. Right, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I'm seeing some black Asians though, like,
Of course,
right,
of course.
Yeah, it's one of them works.
Somebody else just had their hands on
right, black, like pitch black. Hey.
And Lot sobered up, I'm wondering, you know, when he saw these children, he got his daughters, you know, what if these children come?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some tongue lashing going on.
What the bruh say?
He said once Lot sobered up and realized, you know, hey, these are my children right here. I'm pretty sure there was some tongue lashing going on unless he just was,
And he knew
you
the
know.
law. Lot knew the law, right?
Yeah, so, well, I mean, maybe the Bible's silent on
We're
that.
going
I ain't read that to where he did he reproach them for that? Did he scold them? I don't know. I ain't thinking about it.
It's more so a little,
Where you at?
that's that one you told me, 18.
Yeah, Josh 18. Okay, now where he going now, y'all, is the second witness.
To the order, I mean, the freak.
And yeah, so he says, look, we know it was Sodomites and Sodom and Gomorrah as well. There was a freaknik going on too. Y'all remember the freaknik back in the day? Yeah. Check this out right here. Read verse 11. See what that's the book of Jasher.
Book of Jasher, chapter 18, verse 11.
Start at 11, yeah.
Hey, where you at?
Read on down to
Book of Jasher,
17.
chapter 18, verse 11.
Y'all that don't know, y'all can order them. Y'all can order Jasher on Amazon.com or go to a bookstore and ask them to order it for you. They'll ship it right to you. Jasher 18. This is going to get a more detailed account of what was going on inside of Gomorrah. It wasn't just the broke rich society. There's a freaknik jumping off too. Well, men was taking other men's wives for the weekend, like come through with your ribs, and I drop my rib off with bro right here, and we'll wife swap. You feel me? Do our thing for the weekend, children, all that. Madness.
Book of Jasher, chapter 18, verse 11. In those days, all the people of Sodom and Gomorrah and of the whole 5 cities were exceedingly wicked and sinful against the Lord. And they provoked the Lord with their abominations. And they strengthened in aging, abominably, and scornfully before.
What verse y'all at?
Verse 11.
Verse 11.
Chapter 18, verse 11.
Sinful against the Lord as they provoked the Lord.
From the top.
18 and 11. In those days, all the people of Sodom and Gomorrah and of the whole 5 cities were exceedingly wicked and sinful against the Lord. And they provoked the Lord with their abominations. And they strengthened in aging abominably and scornfully before the Lord. And there were wickedness and crimes in those days great before the Lord.
So what they was doing was wicked, was abomination. The Lord disgusted that. He hated that. Come on, bro.
And they had in their land a very extensive valley, about half a day's walk. And in there were fountains of water, and a great deal of herbage surrounding the water. And all the people of Sodom and Gomorrah went there 4 times in a year, with their wives and children, and all belonging to them. And they rejoiced with their timbrels and dances.
All in the valley. All in this little valley. Right? Come on.
And in the time of rejoicing, they would all rise and lay hold of their neighbors' wives, and some the virgin daughters of their neighbors. And they enjoyed them. And each man saw his wife and daughter in the hands of his neighbor, and did not say a word.
You see that?
They was swinging.
You got me twisted. What you mean?
And they did so from morning to night. And they afterward returned home, each man to his house, and each woman to her tent. So they always did 4 times in a year.
That was you know, part of Sodom and Gomorrah. Adultery. You feel me? We wife swapping. My brother saying they're swinging. Where you think that spirit came from? Ain't nothing new under the sun. Don't Will Smith and Jada Smith, don't they swing? And they swingers?
Yeah, they swing.
Swap out? Come on, he
Verse 16. Also, when a stranger came into the cities and brought goods which he had purchased with the view of disposing there, the people of their cities would assemble men, women, and children, young and old, and go to the man and take his goods by force. giving a little to each man until there was an end to all the goods of the owner, which he had brought into the land.
So you see, that's extortion going on as well. Taking men's stuff, taking his wives, all right.
And it was because of the fact that he wasn't down with it. Like if his mindset was against him.
They breaking all the laws.
Yeah.
He said if it's disposed there.
So it wasn't just the broke rich society. It was all type of other stuff going on. That's way. Come on, brother.
Verse 17. And if the owner of the goods quarreled with them, saying, what is this work which you have done to me? Then they would approach to him one by one, and each would show him the little which he took, and taunt him, saying, I only took that little which thou didst give me. And when he heard this from them all, he would arise and go from them in sorrow and bitterness of soul. When they would all arise and go after him, and drive him out of the city with great noise and tumult.
Hey, when you done reading you got to come over to chapter 19. Yeah, because it goes into how they had beds on the corner of the streets. I used to be walking by and people just live porn right on the corner of the streets.
Exhibition.
Say, pure wickedness going on. 1901. 1901, we back in Joshua 19. He went to 57 earlier. We'll read one, then we're going to get back into it. I know everybody ain't got it, but if y'all don't got it, try to read off a neighbor or just listen for a little taste. We're going to get back to trying to get in-depth detail on what was actually going on in Sodom and Gomorrah, not just the homosexual activity.
Book of Joshua, chapter 19, verse 1. And the cities of Sodom had 4 judges to 4 cities, and there were their names.
All right, shalom, family. Got to say.
Sirach in the city of Sodom, Shekar in the Gomorrah, Zebnak in Admah, and Menon in Zeboiah. And Eleazar, Abraham's servant, applied to them different names, and he converted Sirach to Shekar, and Shekad into Shekura, and Zebnak into Kezabon, and Menon into Matzaladon. That's what you pronounce it. And by desire of their 4 judges, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah had beds erected in the streets of the city. And if a man came to these places, they laid hold of him and brought him to one of their beds, and by force made him lie in them.
Man,
That's right.
And as he listen,
read that verse. Slow down just a little bit.
and by desire of the 4 judges, the people of Sodom and Gomorrah had beds erected in the streets of the cities. And if a man came to these places, they laid hold of him and brought him to one of their beds, and by force made him to lie in them.
Made him lie down. Force. By force.
And as he lay down, 3 men would stand at his head, and 3 at his feet, and measure him by the length of the bed. And if the man was less than the bed, these 6 men would stretch him at each end. And when he cried out to them, they would not answer him. And if he was longer than the bed, they would draw together the 2 sides of the bed at each end, until the man had reached the gates of death.
They were taking men to torture. Stretch you out, or front you up.
That's crazy, man.
Trip off the mindset.
That's crazy.
All because you ain't like the gate. And if he continued to cry out to them, they would answer him, saying, thus shall it be done to a man that cometh into our land. And when men heard all these things, and the people of the cities of Sodom did, they refrained from coming there. And when a poor man came to their land, they would give him silver and gold, and cause a proclamation in the whole city not to give him a morsel of bread to eat. And if the stranger should remain there some days and die from hunger, not having able to obtain a morsel of bread, then at his death all the people of the city would come and take the silver and gold which they had given to him. So basically they'll set him up to kill him. Like, get one gold, silver, don't feed him, and then take all the gold and silver
Let him
back.
die and then take it all back.
And those that could not recognize the silver or gold which they had given him took it back. And at his death they also stripped him of his garments, and they would fight about them. And he that prevailed over his neighbor took them. They would after that carry him and bury him under some of the shrubs in the deserts. So did they all the days to anyone that came to them and died in their land. Yep.
Read a couple more verses.
And in the course of time, Sarah sent Eleazar to Sodom to see Lot, inquire after his wherefore. And Eleazar went to Sodom, and he met a man of Sodom fighting with a stranger. And the man of Sodom stripped the poor man of all his clothes and went away. And this poor man cried to Eliezer and supplicated his favor on account of what the man of Sodom had done to him. And he said to him, why doest thou act thus to the poor man who came to thy land?
So all injustice going on with the poor folk as well. You're going to be looking out for people.
That's poor.
Huh? Not trying to extort everybody for their riches. Come on, brother.
And the man of Sodom answered Eleazar, saying, is this man thy brother, or have the people of Sodom made thee a judge this day, that thou speakest about this man? And Eleazar strove with the man of Sodom on account of the poor man. And when Eleazar approached to recover the poor man's clothes from the man of Sodom, he hastened and with a stone smote Eleazar on the forehead. And the blood flowed copiously from Eleazar's forehead.
This Eliezer, Abraham's son.
When he went to court, what he did was funny though. He did it back. He got his.
And when the man saw the blood, he caught hold of Eleazar, saying, give me higher for having rid thee of this bad blood that was in thy forehead. For such is the custom and the law in our land. Right. And Eleazar said to him, thou hast wounded me.
You wounded me. What you mean give you money for you wounded me?
And requires me to pay thee for hire?
I'm supposed to be suing you. But these cats got it all backwards, man.
And Eleazar would not hearken to the words of the man of Sodom. And the man laid hold of Eleazar and brought him to Shachar, the judge of Sodom, for judgment. And the man spoke to the judge, saying, I beseech thee, my lord, thus has this man done, for I smote him with a stone, that the blood flowed from his forehead, and he is unwilling to give me my hire. And the judge said to Eleazar, this man speaketh truth to thee. Give him his hire, for this is the custom in our land. And Eleazar heard the words of the judge, and he lifted up a stone and smote the judge.
Yeah, give me my money then.
And the stone struck on his forehead, and the blood flowed copiously from the forehead of the judge. And the Eleazar said, if this then is the custom in your land, give thou unto this man what I should have given him. For this have been thy decision, thou didst decree. And Eleazar left the man of Sodom with the judge, and he went away. And when the kings of Elam heard, Elam had made war with the kings of Sodom, the kings of Elam captured all the property of Sodom, and they took Lot captive with his property. And when it was told to Abraham, he went and made war with the kings of Elam. And he recovered from their hands all the property of Lot, as well as the property of Sodom. At the time, the wife of Lot bare him a daughter, and he called her name Pilton, saying, because God had delivered him from his whole household, from the kings of Elam. Pilton's daughter of Lot grew up. And one of the men of Sodom took her for a wife.
So those were the ones who had the son-in-law.
Right. These were not the virgins that he offered. They offered to them. These were the ones that had the husbands.
Right.
The son-in-laws that was like, no, we ain't going nowhere.
And one of the men in Sodom took her for a wife. And a poor man came into the city to seek a maintenance. And he remained in the city some days. And all the people of Sodom caused a proclamation of their custom not to give this man a morsel of bread to eat until he dropped dead upon the earth. And they did so.
And these cats was ruthless.
But see, Lot's daughter was helping. And Piltah, the daughter of Lot, saw this man lying in the street, starved with hunger. And no one would give him anything to keep him alive. And he was just upon the point of death. And her soul was filled with pity on account of the man. And she fed him secretly with bread for many days. And the soul of the man was revived. But when she went forth to fetch water, she would put the bread in the water pitcher. And when she came to the place where the poor man was, she took the bread from the pitcher and gave it to him to eat. So she did many days. And all the people of Sodom and Gomorrah wondered how this man could bear starvation for so many days.
Like, how is he not dead? What's going on?
And they said to each other, this can only be that he eats and drinks. For no man can bear starvation for so many days, or live as a man has, without even his countenance changing. And 3 men concealed themselves in a place where the poor man was stationed, to know who it was that brought him bread to eat. And Piltah, the daughter of Lot, went forth that day to fetch water, and she put bread into a pitcher of water. And she went to draw water by the poor man's place. And she took out of the bread from the pitcher and gave it to the poor man, and he ate it. And the 3 men saw what Pilter did to the poor man. And they said to her, It is thou then hast supported him, and therefore he is not starved, nor changed in appearance, nor died like the rest. And the 3 men went out of the place in which they were concealed, and they seized Pilter, and the bread which the poor man had in his hand. And they took Pilter and brought her before the judges, and they said to them, Thus did she do, and it was she who supplied the poor man with bread. Therefore did he not die at this time. Now therefore declare to us the punishment due to this woman for having transgressed our law. And the people of Sodom and Gomorrah assembled and kindled a fire in the street of the city. And they took the woman and cast her into the fire, and she was burned to ashes. That's Lot's daughter? Did they burnt like that? Yeah. To ashes?
Paltis, whatever.
Right. Yeah. And in the city of Admah, there was a woman to whom they did the like. For a traveler came into the city of Admah to abide there all night, with the intention of going home in the morning. And he sat opposite the door of the house of the young woman's father, to remain there, as the sun had set that had been reached that place. And that young woman saw him sitting by the door of the house. And he asked her for a drink of water, and she said to him, Who art thou? And he said to her, I was this day going on the road, and reached here when the sun set. So I will abide here all night, and in the morning I will arise early and continue my journey. And the young woman went into the house and fetched the man bread and water to eat and drink. And this affair became known to the people of Admah. And they assembled and brought the young woman before the judges, that they should judge her for this act. And the judge said, The judgment of death must pass upon this woman, because she transgressed our law. And this therefore is the decision concerning her. And the people of those cities assembled and brought out of the young woman and anointed her with honey from head to foot. And the judge had decreed, and they placed her before a swarm of bees, which were then in their hives. And the bees flew upon her and stung her, that her whole body was sweating.
Because she was looking out, being righteous. Come on, brother.
And the young woman cried out of the count of the bees, but no one took notice of her or pitied her. And her cries ascended to heaven. And the Lord was provoked at this, and all the works of the city of Sodom. For they had abundance of food, and had tranquility amongst them, and still would not sustain the poor and needy. And in those days their evil doings and sins became great before the Lord. And the Lord sent for 2 of the angels, and that had come to Abraham's house to destroy Sodom and its cities.
That's when that Genesis 18 and all that picked up.
And
So you see what they was doing. They was dealing unjustly all throughout. Not just homosexuality, freak niggas going on.
that's probably why Most High was like, ain't nobody righteous in that city. They kill the righteous.
Exactly, because he knew the whole background of what was going on within that city. Or if somebody took a stone and hit you across the head and you was bleeding, you owe them some money. There was all type of injustice going on within Sodom. That's it for that, y'all. Let's get into Revelation 22.
Real quickly, can you tell me where in the Bible it speaks of the book of judgment?
Right here,
2 Samuel.
Joshua 10 and 13, and 2 Samuel 1 and 18. Down the 2 spots they talk about the book of Joshua. But some people tell you ain't supposed to read out the book of Joshua, but it's in the Bible. It's in there twice. And 2 Samuel 1 and 18. 2 spots or 2 witnesses that say
2 Samuel chapter 1 verse 18. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Joshua.
Let's do this Revelation for me. Revelation 22. We start at 12 and read on out. Probably already going in.
Revelation 22, verse 12.
Again, we are not to take this lightly, y'all. This is major. Be surprised some calamities start happening. This is major. And grab on.
Right there. And behold, I come quick.
I come what?
Quick.
Quickly. So what What are we hanging back like the Lord ain't on his way for? He comes quickly. Come on.
And my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be.
You'll be rewarded based off the work that you were doing for the Lord. Don't let nobody have you think you ain't got to work for the Most High. Right? You got to work. It's just this truth didn't come to you based off any work that you did. He decided to send it to you and you hearkened and you listened. It was counted to you for righteousness. Now you work and help tell people and spread the gospel about what's going on. All right? But you will be judged and rewarded based off the work that you was doing for the Lord. Come on, brother.
Verse 13. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
See that? Blessed are they that do his commandments. You get a blessing. Come on, brother.
That they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gate into the city.
So we get the tree of life through keeping the commandments of God. In faith in Christ, though. Come on, Hebrew.
For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
Come on.
Verse 16. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root of David. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. And the Spirit and the bride say, Come. And let him that heareth say, Come. And let him that is athirst come. And whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely. This is a free gift. You don't charge for this. Come on, bro. Verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
They coming out with a gay Bible now. Y'all know that, right? Gay version of the Bible, which will be Adam and Steve. Mary and Joseph is Mary and Josephine. The brother just read it before y'all got it. Read it again.
Moreover,
Hold on. Notice what the script said. If any man add or take from these words, the Lord gonna add the plagues that are written in this book. Right? They're adding to the Bible and they're revising the Bible to fit their unlawful lust.
gave revision of the Bible is going to say.
Exactly. So look, and when is it coming out on sale? When will it be here? I thought it said within
Within a couple weeks.
Within a couple weeks. When was that article posted?
May 19th. Oh, that's today. April 21st, 2010.
April 21st, 2010, that article came out.
So it might be already.
Maybe out right now. Boy. Look, I'm thinking we need to look that up. Gay revision of the Bible. Ain't that something? Go ahead and read what you got, Hebrew.
Gave revision of the
Y'all
Bible.
listen up. Check this out. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Gave revision of the Bible to go on sale. Moreover, Adam and Eve. Here comes Adam and Steve, as well as Samantha and Delilah. A newly revised gay-friendly Bible is set to go on sale in the next few weeks. Reaction to this announcement has been met with venom from conservative Christian groups. Pink Cross Publishing, the same company that published the gay-friendly version of the Quran.
The gay-friendly version of what?
The
They
Quran.
even got it for the Quran.
Stated that they were adding the finishing touches to the newly revised Bible. Mary and Joseph will be replaced by Mary and Josephine, a lesbian couple unable to have children, the conventional way, hence the virgin birth of
It's
Jesus.
not the virgin birth of Jesus. You see, that instead of going into the scriptures and showing through prophecy, this had to happen like that.
Right, because can't two women have a baby, so they're saying,
Yeah. Well, that's how it really happened anyway. These two, Joseph is Josephine. Mary is Mary, and that, they have children now. They had a son. Huh?
virgin birth.
Oh, but look, he speaks so well. You voted for him, right?
Yeah.
Huh? He speaks so well. That's what the majority of the people tell you when you ask them, why did you vote for him? What issues was he talking about? What's his faith? What morals do we stand on? Ain't nobody asked none of them questions. Oh, he looked like us and he speaks so well. right? We see these actions got Sodom and Gomorrah wiped off the map. Why are we playing around? We'll finish it up.
All of Jesus' disciples will be gay, except for Jews. In the New Bible, all of the disciples will pair off after the Last Supper, with the exception of Judas.
With the exception of Jews.
Satan will also be straight. The new gay-friendly Bible has yet been named.
How is Satan straight? You see how they throwing a satanic spin on those that are straight now.
Westboro Baptist Church has promised to picket Pink Cross Publishing and any store selling the new Bible. In response, members of the gay community have stated that they will purchase the new Bible to support Pink Cross Publishing. A companion workbook for children will also be available for use in Sunday schools.
Off with your damn head. Look, I'm sorry.
Hey, with input from newly defrocked priests, a Catholic version of the gay-friendly Bible will be published by year end.
That's probably out there already.
Yeah, it's already.
Did it say anything they was gonna do anything about Romans 1? Did they just take that?
Are they gonna revise all the gay scriptures?
What about Leviticus? Are they taking that?
I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah, they
But you can't have that in there and still call it a gay-friendly Bible. Yeah. So the Lord is going to add to them the plagues that are written in this book. We all know what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah, what he did to Egypt. Hey, this ain't no light thing. You know what I'm saying? Or for somebody to be telling you, well, you know, it's compared to your civil rights movement.
Ain't no.
Come on, man. Let's be real what we're talking about here. If everybody adopt that mindset, there will be no more children, no more reproducing at all. That right there should let you know it's satanic. That's to let you know, and like God made a mistake. That's what they saying. All right, let's finish that off. God never changes. We're going to finish it. Hebrews 13. And then Malachi 3 and 8. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Grab that. Need that. Read them first, and then we'll finish the Proverbs. Hebrews 13 and 8. And Malachi 3, I believe. Most High changes not. He ain't changing his mind. Though hand join in hand, the wicked won't go unpunished. That's right. That's what the Bible says. So everybody on earth can join their hand against the Most High and sing a kumbaya and believe that the homosexuals are accepted now. The Lord will never change his mind. Never. Never. Though hand join in hand, the wicked will not go unpunished. All right, let's get that Hebrews 13. You got the Malachi 4. Hebrews 13 and 8. And this is for those that say it changed. You know, it flipped over. It don't matter. Jesus died. This is what he said. Jesus died so they can get married. It's nowhere in the New Testament, silly. We're under grace. These are the excuses people leave or say. So you can say, oh, well, it's okay now. It don't matter. We can't judge each other anyway. Feel me? Come on now. He's the spiritual judges of all things. You got the right to discern between what's right and what's wrong, and warn your people to stop doing it. That's right. That's not judge. That's love. That's not judgment. If I judge you, I would have killed you for switching past me like that. For real. The judgment is what? Yeah. So I'm not judging you by telling you, look, brother, you need to repent from that. Right. Sister, stop being Ellen DeGenerate. Right. Stop it. It's too hard for some folk. What do you want me to speak nice to you and watch brimstone rain out of heaven?
While my daughter look at you and have life issues over that shit. That's crazy.
Come on, man. We gotta be real what we're talking about here. Hebrews 13. Yeah, Hebrews 13 verse 8. Rock got Malachi.
Yeah, I got it.
That's the cover of Newsweek. Nah, he gonna grab it. He will first. And these are the scriptures showing that the Lord don't change. Old and New Testament. Old and New. Oh, that was the Old Testament. The Lord don't change.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 1.
Read 7 and 8. Oh, you gonna read those? No.
Oh, okay. We're
First time.
All right.
7 and 8.
So we going where? Hebrews
Hebrews
13,
13,
verse 7.
verses 7 and 8, just because we press for time limitation. Head of Newsweek, y'all. That ain't us saying the first gay president. That's what they say.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 7. Remember them which have the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of God, whose faith follow, considering the end of their conversation. Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever.
See that? Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Ain't nothing changed. And his preachers on CNN ever since he done made this announcement saying, oh, it's all good, it's condoned in the New Testament. The laws went to the cross with Christ, it doesn't matter. Manipulating the word of God, man. Let's be real what we're talking about here. Get the second witness for me.
Can you read that now?
You read the name.
Yeah, read it.
Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
Don't be carried away with diverse or different and strange doctrines. That's a strange doctrine saying it's not in the New Testament. Or that the Lord is okay with this now.
For it is good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats, which have not profited them, have been occupied therein.
Come on, grab Malachi 3 for me. Malachi 3.
Malachi 3 and 6.
And then you got the Proverbs. Y'all write all these things down and go meditate and study them, man. You ain't gonna be able to get it just flipping back and forth. You got to mark these things so you can go back and look at them. And meditate on them. If not, you forever say, hey, what was that one script he was talking about at 1:30? Man, there's so many scripts up here, I don't know. You gotta be on it. Gotcha. Before we get out of here.
All right. Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord. I change not.
I what?
I change not.
I change not.
Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
Flat out. So the Lord said he don't change, but man is saying, oh, the Bible is outdated. The Lord needs to catch up with the times. That's what men are saying. The Lord needs to adapt to us. You know, majority of us, look at us. That ain't what this Bible is saying. The Lord